31 May 1993. Something crazy happened. Something that was supposed to be impossible happened. Something that I still don't understand happened. I was born. Born in a world that I didn't ask to be born into. In a family that I didn't choose. In a body that I didn't choose. I don't remember the first few years of my life, but I remember feeling confused, asking myself, where am I? What is really going on? What am I supposed to be doing? Why am I not feeling good? Why am I not feeling comfortable? Why do I feel like something is wrong? If you felt that way, like this video. Maybe we can make this video go viral. Just like the video. If you feel like there's something wrong with this place, just like this video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe. It helps. We are very close to reaching 11,000 subscribers. Maybe we can do that with this video. So I found myself in this world that I don't understand. And I grew up asking myself a lot of questions. Why am I not feeling the way that I want to feel? Why do I feel like I'm not home? Why does it feel like things ain't happening the way that they should be happening? Why ain't anyone telling me anything? It would be great if someone was telling me what the heck is going on. Someone was telling me that, hey, yeah, you were born here so that you can do this, so that you can do that. No one is telling me anything. I'm just here. So I started to think deeply about existence because, well, I exist. I must understand what existence is. There were people who were acting like they know what existence is, but I was able to see that they just wanted to control other people. Some of them, they didn't really have bad intentions. They were being controlled by those who wanted to control other people. They were being used by those who wanted to control other people. But I was able to see that now, these people don't know what the heck they're talking about. They don't know what is actually going on and what they're supposed to be doing. And they are lazy to think for themselves. So they would rather believe lies. Can't blame them. It's their lives. Maybe we're not the same, But I really want to understand what this place is because I'm here. And I don't think that I'm having a positive experience. Yeah, I would like for things to be better in my life, but it seems like there is something that doesn't want my life to be better. And I don't understand why. I don't feel like I was brought here for a good reason. And yes, as a conscious being, I should be the one who decides if I feel like this world is good, if I feel like this world is bad. And based on a lot of things that I've seen when I was young, based on a lot of things that I've seen happening to other people, based on a lot of things that I've seen happening to other sentient beings, I do not think that I'm in a good place. Yes, there have been so many people who told me that this is a good place. But what I've realized about a lot of people is that they're very ignorant. And some are just selfish. Be like, yeah, things are going well in my life. So that actually means that this is a good place. Because if this wasn't a good place, things wouldn't be going well in my life. Yeah. So people will be like, yeah, things are going well in my life, so that means this place is good. They don't ever think, hey, maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I'm lucky. And some people, they're just not really aware of what's going on, you know. We are not operating at the same level of awareness. Some people are much more aware than others. So they're able to see when things ain't right, but some people are not able to see when things are not right. We have been in situations in our lives where things weren't right and we're able to see that things weren't right. But some people who were also affected by that situation couldn't see that there was something that was not right, because they were just not conscious enough to see that there was something that was not right. You know, we have seen people get scammed. You see that, oh, this person is about to get scammed, but they don't see that they're about to get scammed. Be like, no, this is legit. This is legit. You're like, no, you're about to get scammed. You're like, no, this is legit, and then they got scammed. That means we're not operating at the same level of awareness. Why were you able to see that something was wrong, but they weren't able to see that something was wrong? I remember when I was still living in Johannesburg. I was still new, actually. I was working, and this dude came from behind, and he pointed in front of me, and there was money inside a plastic. It's like, yo, man, yo, it's only us who saw it. You know, let's take it, man. Let's go to some corner and, share the money equally. And I'll be like, what the hell? I'm good, bruh. And I kept on working. A few weeks later, I saw a post on Facebook. Someone described the exact situation that I was in, and they got scammed. And they didn't get scammed, they got robbed. We're not operating at the same level of awareness. Some people are not able to see when they are being fooled. Some people are not able to see the truth when they are being manipulated. Some people, they're not really easy to manipulate. So yes, it's possible to think that we're having a positive experience just because you are not conscious enough to see that we're not having a positive experience. Or just because you are just too selfish, you're only looking at your own life. I believe that I'm thinking in a way that a person who was born in a world that they didn't ask to be born into, in a family that they didn't ask to be, raised by, in a body that they didn't choose, and that was not given, any explanation about what's actually going on. I believe that I'm thinking in a way that that kind of person should be thinking. I believe that I must be asking the right questions. I mustn't pretend as if this is making sense even if it's not making sense. Yes, people will criticize me sometimes. Some people will say you're negative. If you think like me, you're negative. Why shouldn't I be negative? Why should I pretend as if I chose this? I mean, shouldn't we be suspicious if we found ourselves in a place that we don't remember, choosing to be in? Should we be okay? Like, yeah, it's all good, Yeah, we're in this place. No one is telling us anything. We're all good. And remember, there are a lot of weird things that are happening in this world. A lot of weird things. It's not like once you're born, you just look for ways to have fun and just enjoy yourself. No. There are a lot of things that you are expected to do. And if you do not do these things, you're considered to be useless. Human beings are hypocrites and they don't realize. They don't realize when they're being hypocrites. We all know that if we got taken to a place against our will, let me put it this way, if we were sleeping and they took us to a place while we were still sleeping, that they didn't ask us if they wanted to be taken to that place. They just took us to that place. And they put us in groups. And they say, do what you're expected to do. If you don't do what you're expected to do in this place, there are a lot of things that you need that you're not going to get. So that means you're going to suffer. So you choose your own suffering. Are you going to do what we ask you to do even if you don't want to do it? Or are you not going to do it and we're not going to give you what you want? Will it be logical to say that place is good? Because when you think about this world, that's exactly what happened. You were brought here without your consent and you're expected to do some things that you might not really want to do. You don't really have a choice here. You suffer no matter what choice you make. We're like, yeah, you gotta go to school, because if you're not gonna, if you're not gonna get, some education, you're not gonna be, able to get a job, and you broke. You don't have money, and most of us weren't born in wealthy families. Most of us were born with nothing. Most of us, our parents didn't have much. They just had money to buy us food and clothes. We had to rely on the government. We had to go to government schools. And you know that we're not going to get the best education there. And on top of everything, because there was no money at home, we weren't able to, teach ourselves anything. You find that your parents cannot buy the books that you need in order to learn. You have nothing. And you're supposed to be competing with kids that were born in wealthy families that had everything. They have the connections, because if your father is wealthy, it means that it's connected to people who are wealthy. Elon Musk's son was able to meet the president. I think he's like 5'6". He's already connected. He's Elon Musk's son. So if you're born in a poor family, you're poor. Your parents only know poor people. You're not getting the best education. You're not eating, the right kind of food. If you are sick, you have to go to public hospitals where there's long queues, and you don't even get the best medication, really. Everything sucks when you're at the bottom. But you're not supposed to ask questions. You're supposed to pretend as if everything is okay. So you do go to school, because what can you do? Your parents will be on your ass the whole time. Now, why ain't you going to school? You gotta go to school. You're not gonna eat food today if you don't go to school. I'll tell your father when he comes back, he's gonna beat you up if you don't go to school. You gotta go to school. You go to school. When you're at school, there's teachers who are telling you what you're supposed to do. But hey, here's what you gotta learn. Here's what you gotta do. I've got an activity that I want you to do now. You cannot go out without my permission. You gotta sit there. Don't stand up. You break the rules, you get punished. You try to go home, you get punished. Some of the things that we go through are really bad, and we don't see that. It's like we're used to some things. I do believe that during the time of slavery, there were slaves that didn't see that they were slaves. They were like, yeah, this is good, this is normal, this is how it's supposed to be. It's how it's supposed to be. We shouldn't complain. Or when you look at what we had to go through as kids, you realize that something was wrong. Especially when you look at yourself now as a young adult or as an old person. You're like, okay, what did I really learn? Am I better than a person who didn't go to school at all? I don't know anything that they do not know. That's actually important. Yes, they might have taught us science, but what can I do with the science that they taught me? What can I really do with the math that they taught me? Like even people who didn't go to school, they know how to count. I didn't need to go to school, but I had to go to school almost every day. I would have to spend most of my time. It's like from morning until like 2. I'll have to be at school, and they'll give us homeworks. Like you don't even have time to play with other kids, to have fun, because you got homework. Your parents are gonna, open your books to see if you got homework, and they'll want you to do your homework, and they'll want you to sleep early so that you go to school the next day. We went through a lot as kids, but because everyone was going through the same thing, we felt like that was normal. But looking back, you realize that we didn't really learn anything. It's just that we were born in poor families, and our parents were told that they must send us to school so that we'll have a better future. But like, you might not understand now, but you'll thank us later. But like, why am I being made to want things that I might not even want in the first place? Because when we were young, we might not have really wanted a lot of things that they forced us to want. Yeah, you gotta go to school so that you have this, you have that. I'm like, I don't even want none of that. I'm good. I just want to have fun, We missed out a lot we missed out on a lot when we were young because we were going to school, bro. But fine, I did go to school. I did perform well. But I was still feeling like something is wrong. You know, we didn't seem to get along very well with, other kids. Find that, some kids wants to bully you. Some kids hate you. Some kids wants to fight you. Like, you're not really free. It's like you're in prison, bruh. You always gotta find ways to protect yourself. You gotta have friends. If you're always alone, you're a target, right? Because they know that there's not gonna be consequences if they try to fuck with you. A lot of people were traumatized when they were kids because of school, like the things that they had to go through. Even now, they're not okay because of what they went through. They don't even know that. They don't even know that the reason why they're not okay is because of what they went through when they were still young, at school, teachers not understanding them, other students bullying them, getting into fights, all that, comparing themselves with other kids. It's normal for humans to compare themselves with other humans, They wanted to be popular, they wanted to be loved, but they weren't loved. That causes trauma, It's normal for humans to want to be loved. It's normal for humans to not feel like they are behind, So we went through a lot because we were forced to compete. And those who weren't performing well had to be left behind. And even if you did well academically, you find that you still have some other problems. Maybe you're not doing well socially. Other kids are doing well socially, you're not doing well socially, and that sucks for you. And that's happening in a world that you didn't ask to be brought into. But you are expected to function in that kind of world. So yeah, I always felt like something wasn't right, but I kept on going, I'd feel like giving up sometimes, like, man, I'm not in love with this place. I don't believe in this place. Something is just wrong. It seems like everything is upside down. Plus, I just don't like this place. But I was like, whatever. Let's just keep on going. Because they are saying that things will make sense. When you're still young, you feel like they are real grown-ups. People who are older than you know what's going on. Yeah, your parents know what's going on. Things will make sense. Plus, you'll be stronger, You look at your parents, they seem strong because you've never seen your parents cry. So you're like, hey, at least I'll be stronger. At least I'll be able to take care of myself. At least I'll have some money. I'll get a job. And things seem easy when you are still young because, you don't ever think the world could be so messed up that people can go to school, perform very well and still not, find the right job. Like you don't think that's possible. Like you don't even think, like that doesn't even cross your mind. You believing everything that your parents are telling you, believing everything that your teachers are telling you, but as you get older, you're like, what the fuck? This is not the world that I was promised. It's not easy to get into university. Oh, I've passed, but they're not accepting me anywhere. Ah, man, I do not have money. My parents do not have money. So how am I going to, you know, how am I going to pay for my tuition fees? Like, what am I supposed to do? You know, you're a young adult now. You don't know what the heck you're supposed to be doing. Fine, you do make it to university. There are kids that have money. You know, you have nothing. You are this young boy. You are this horny young boy. You want to get laid. No girl wants you because you have nothing. You know, and you see other boys doing well. They're loved by girls. Huh? We might say that that's not a big deal, but it is. You're a human. You have needs. Are you supposed to be horny, getting nothing at the time that it mattered the most? Like it's not. Like I remember there was this dog that my friend had. It's pit bull. We used to tell him that, hey man, you gotta let it see other dogs, because like it seems horny. Like you could see that it's you can see that the dog is not okay. Like it's not right, you know. It's not right to have desires that ain't met. It's not right. Even if we think sex is something bad and whatever, but I don't know. You know, we've got to think about what people, like the challenges that people go through in this realm. You know, we mustn't pretend as if some challenges are not big challenges. You know, there are young boys who are offing themselves because they ain't getting laid, you know, because females ain't showing them attention. It's a big deal. So, okay, you go through that. You see other young men, you know, who have cars, who come from good families, who were, who are given everything but their parents. Yeah, they're living their best lives. You don't even have money for food. Your parents only give you just enough for you to not die. I think that's funny though. Like they give you just enough so that you don't die. That's it. So you're struggling, you're financially, you have no girlfriend, you're not eating the kind of food that you want to eat, you don't got swag, you're not cool. You just a human, you know, having all these desires. But it's okay. You keep fighting. You're like, yeah, I'm going to have a better future. Sometimes you even feel like those kids that are having everything that you want. You're like, maybe they're not living their lives right. You know, you don't even feel jealous. You're like, you know, things ain't going to work out for them. I mean, they're partying every weekend, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're making fun of you, you know, because you don't got no girl. You got nothing. So you feel like, yeah, you know, things are going to work out for me because I'm serious. At least I'm paying attention when teachers are teaching me because I know where I come from. And teachers will be motivating you to be like, yeah, you know, you shouldn't wish to be like other kids. Just fight, you know, for a better future. It's not a sin to be born in poverty, but it's not a sin to be born in poverty. A sin is dying in poverty. So you keep fighting, you keep on fighting. And somehow you make it. You graduate. After graduating, you need a job. Like, okay, yeah, I did everything that they say I must do, so now I must get a job. Fuck. Damn, it's not easy to get a job out here. You're broke. Your parents have done what they were supposed to do now. Like, where do I get a job? You don't get a job. You go through what you've had to go through since you were young. You got no money. You wish you could live in a nice place. You don't live in a nice place. You wish you could have this. You could have that. You don't have any of these things that you want. You fight. You try everything. And then you meet one of those kids that was doing very well, you know. Now the kid is driving the dopest car that you've ever seen. Look at you like, damn man, what's going on? Yeah, man, you used to score higher than everyone. What's going on, man? You're looking for a job or something. You know what? I'll help you, man. Let me just get your number. I'll help you. You're like, dang, this kid is still doing well. Shit. uh, my life. I don't know. I don't know if I should say it was bad when I was when I was in college, but I've been friends with all kinds of kids, right? The kids that were doing well, like the kids that had cars, the kids that had nothing, So I was able to see what was going on, and I know people who were suffering like crazy when we were in college that are suffering way worse now. Like they have nothing and they were trying to make it. And you'd be like, this ain't fair. They were trying. They were trying. And I know kids that weren't trying, but that came from wealthy families and they have it all now, That's all happening in a world that no one asked to be brought into. Now everyone is confused. Like, okay, we did everything right. We did what they say we must do, but things still didn't work out. We don't know what to do now. Some people are still living with their parents. Can you imagine? You're living with your parents. You got your own needs. You wish you could move out, but you don't have a job. Your peers are buying cars. They're buying the best cars. They have their own homes. They're getting married. If marriage is your thing, they're getting married. I want to go to the gym after this. But yeah, man, your peers are doing well. They have their own things, They got something going on for them. You are depending on your parents 100%. It's harder if you're a guy, because nobody's gonna give you money. At least if you're a girl and you cute, at least you can date. You can date a man who have something going on for them. So maybe they can do things for you. But if you're a guy, no one is doing shit for you. No one is doing anything for you. So you're still living with your parents. They're starting to hate you, but they can't really tell you that. I remember there's this meme that I saw. So it's a picture of a cow on top of a bed. And on the caption it said, "This is how your parents look at you when you're still living with them and you're unemployed." It's like, but what are you supposed to do? Like, if you live in a country like South Africa, there's no employment here. Like more than 60% of young people are unemployed. Where I live now, there's kids in the street. They're unemployed. It's actually people who come from where I come from who are employed. I think at least they try harder. I don't know, or they just take any job, right? But the kids who grow up here, they're unemployed, bro. They'll be asking for money from you all the time when they see you. Hey, give me 2 rand, give me 3 rand, give me 5 rand. They don't know what to do. There's no employment in South Africa. It's not that they're lazy and they don't want to get employed. There's just no employment. They're broke. And they're getting older, right? Wishing that they could drive that car, wishing that they could have that cell phone, wishing that they could live in that house, wishing that they could wear that sneaker. They got nothing. They just wake up every day like they don't even have dreams anymore because things haven't been working out. They just believe that their lives are just supposed to be empty like that. So yeah, you always fighting with your parents because they secretly mad at you. Maybe they're mad at you because you eat too much. Like, hey, think about your siblings. As soon as you open the fridge, your mom be like, hey, your siblings didn't eat. Remember that. Your young sister didn't eat. Your young brother didn't eat. Like, you go through that. You go out, you meet some of the people that you were friends with in high school. They don't even want to hang with you anymore. They just greet you and just pass you. You meet your ex. She's doing well now. She looks at you like, what the hell? It's crazy. No one asked to be here, bruh. But there's a lot that we go through as humans. And notice that the challenges that I'm talking about now ain't even like the biggest challenges that humans face. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to show you that, people struggle every day and they don't talk about their struggles because they just feel like it's what everyone is going through. So why should they even talk about what they're going through, As a young man, you have no money, no woman wants you, you're lonely, you're alone. That sucks. You're a young girl, you have no job, you're not very good looking, so guys use you. That sucks. You find that no guy really wants to have a serious relationship with. All of them just use you, basically. But no one wants to have a stable relationship with you. They just use you for sex. Once they had sex with you, they don't, like, even if they don't leave you, but you can see that they don't want anything serious with you. So, you just suffer because of that, because you want something serious, you want genuine connection, but no one is willing to have a genuine connection with you. That sucks. And you can't just make that feeling go away. You can't just be like, yeah, I don't want genuine connection anymore, I'm good. No, you're still going to want it even if you tell yourself that you don't want it. So you're just suffering. And you can't tell anyone because people will just think that you're a loser. Like, people suffer in different ways. They don't talk about their struggles because it's taboo to talk about our struggles. So yeah, as I, continue to grow up, I realized that feeling that I had since I was a kid wasn't just a feeling. It's like I knew that there was something wrong with this world. Even though I had not really, seen a lot of things, you're still young, you haven't been everywhere. It's almost as if I've been here before, and there's a part of me that remembers how fucked up this place is. So I started to realize what was actually wrong with the world, You meet the love of your life. You guys have a good relationship. You guys connect. And then she ends up breaking your heart. and you know, you stop believing in love, that sucks. I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. And you start to try to understand what's really going on. Why are things the way that they are? Why do we lose the people that we love, like the people that we love the most? Why? Because that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Shouldn't nature have made it in a way that when we love people, we love them forever? Like, why don't we love them forever? It's a setup. It's like a setup so that we will suffer in the end. Everyone has had their heart broken, right? You have that one ex that broke your heart. They almost sent you to heaven, if you believe in such. But yeah, after going through a breakup, I started to understand things that I felt like a lot of people do not understand. Started making videos, expressing myself, telling people how I really feel, and now I'm able to do that every day, and that's a good thing. I think these conversations are necessary, These conversations are necessary. We mustn't pretend as if we know what's going on. We mustn't pretend as if everything is okay. We mustn't pretend as if this is making sense. If it's not making sense, it's not making sense. And we must try to understand why things are not making sense. We must try to talk about what we are seeing. It's not being negative, it's being honest. We must be honest. It's good to have a positive mindset. It's good to believe that you're going to make it. It's good to believe that you're going to have the things that you want. We are all fighting, but it doesn't mean that we must pretend as if we don't see reality. We don't see what's going on. We don't see the reality of our situation. Because if we pretend as if we don't see the reality of our situation, chances are the truth will hurt us. You see, if you are in a bad situation, you're pretending as if you're in a good situation, truth is going to hurt you. If you're about to get scammed, but you don't realize that you're about to get scammed, you tell yourself that what's happening is good, you're going to get scammed and you're going to get hurt. So you must keep your eyes open, see how things work in this realm, you see? There must be intellectual honesty. And you must trust yourself enough to decide what you think this place is. No matter what you think it is, if you're being honest with yourself, I would say you're right, because no one told you what this place is. If you believe it's a simulation and you want to live like you live in a simulation, cool. Because, well, it feels like it's a simulation. So you're like, okay, it's not really real. So maybe I can manifest my dreams by just visualizing things because it's a simulation. Cool, fine. No one should blame you for believing what you believe. That's why I've stopped blaming Christians, Muslims, people who believe in New Age spiritualities for believing what they believe, as long as they're not telling me that I chose to be here. That's cool. Believe what you believe. I'm not gonna walk up to Christians and try to convince them to, try to make them question, their beliefs and all that. Nah, unless they want to debate with me because I like debating, we can do that for fun. But not these days. I don't want to debate with people for no reason. Nah, let's record the video. I want to show people like you that I'm right, and that makes me feel good. But it's not even about that. It's also just about I just feel like it's fun. If we record it and post it on YouTube, it's fun. So let's do it. Let's do it live on YouTube. It's fun that way for me. I'm not going to just debate with you. I'm not trying to convince you specifically, that you are wrong. Sometimes I just want to show my audience that they're in the right path. So let's do it for fun. I keep on working on becoming as honest as possible, you know, as authentic as possible. And I do, I do see that I'm becoming more real, more authentic, you know. I'm not as afraid as I was to speak my mind. And even when I feel afraid, I'm like, hey, I want to speak my mind, you know, because I'm not going to allow fear to control me. I'm just going to speak my mind. I'll deal with the consequences later. You know, it's how I think. So should I lie about how I think just because we live in a world where people were trained to lie? They did train me to lie, but I was my my spirit was so strong that it just rejected the programming. Like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna be me.